Welcome back to another episode of the Science of Winning podcast. Now, just a quick note here. For those of you who tune into this podcast via other apps such as Substack or through the email, if you can just go onto your favorite podcast platform and hit subscribe from that, because we do put out more episodes than the email notifications that we put out. So we tend not to email all of our members on our list every time there's a podcast episode coming out because we just don't want to inundate their email box. I know you are busy leaders, so it's better if you want to tune into more of these episodes that you go onto your favorite podcast platform, whether it's Spotify, Apple, whatever it may be, and actually subscribe there, because then you'll have access to every single episode. Now, today I want to talk about the 3 most important character traits that every human being should have, and particularly if you are a leader. These are 3 that we have studied very much in depth, and 3 that I think are extremely important in terms of living a high quality of life as well. So not only do these impact your level of performance and your full human potential, but it also impacts how you live life and enables you to live life to a higher degree with greater satisfaction and fulfillment. The first trait is optimism. I can't speak enough about optimism because in all of the people that I've seen that we've researched who had the highest level of performance, the highest level of quality of life, they all came together with this one consistent trait, which is optimism. They were able to see things through the darkness, through the challenges, and they were able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. They were able to grasp some kind of a hope. And not only for themselves, they were able to share this with other people. And as I talk about, we are beings of 2 types of elements, you can say, energy and information. And when we have a higher level of optimism, we share that energy and information with other people, and it's also contagious. And the same goes for if we're pessimistic people share that same level of energy and information, but on the other side of the spectrum. Okay, it's not such a pleasant side of the spectrum. So optimism is such a powerful thing because as other people, and many people are facing challenges, we don't know, actually we do at the executive lab, know what challenges people are going through, but most people do not. Most people, when you show up at work as a CEO or as an executive, a business leader, you are not fully aware of what people are challenged with. We get the insight of working with individuals where we are able to uncover their personal challenges and stuff that they have going on at home. They are looking for the light. They are needing that level of optimism. And it's our responsibility as business leaders to bring that to the workplace and therefore enable other people to also share that as well, because it is contagious. The other 2 traits are very similar, but they are also very different. One is discipline. And discipline is doing those things that you don't always want to do, right? It's building those habits. It's doing those workouts. It's eating healthy. It's doing those types of things so that you can actually create real freedom in your life. In fact, if we take a look at the origin of discipline from an Eastern perspective, particularly India, they talk about discipline as being the center of freedom, because when you are disciplined in doing things on your own terms, eventually you are able to create freedom because it becomes a part of you. For example, working out is part of my discipline, or it was part of my discipline. Now it's just a part of who I am as a human being. So the moment that you take whatever you are trying to do, turn it into a discipline, and do it enough that it becomes a part of you, it's no longer discipline. That's how powerful it is. The other trait, the third trait, is self-integrity. And that is essentially when you tell yourself you are going to do something, you do it. Now, sometimes people confuse this with discipline, and it's an honest challenge because sometimes I have to, in my own mind, decipher whether it's discipline that's required or self-integrity. And they're very similar. Every time you tell yourself you're going to do something, I highly recommend that you do it, because that's how you build self-integrity, where your brain, your mind, your body, and your spirit have a belief that you are actually going to go through with it. And that is slightly different than discipline. Discipline, from my perspective, is doing things like habits and routines, right? Building those types of things in. Self-integrity is a higher order thinking of character, which is essentially tapping into your soul. And it can also involve not doing things that you shouldn't be doing. Okay. So let me give you a prime example, because my dad, for example, was in the Indian police force for 7 years. He had extreme discipline when it came to the clothes that he wore, the time he got up, the work that he did. Like, he was an extremely hardworking man, had no challenges from discipline from that perspective. But he had a big challenge with his self-integrity when it came to drinking. He struggled with alcoholism for as long as I can remember. Now, was my dad a very disciplined man? Absolutely. Did he have a challenge with self-integrity when it came to drinking? Absolutely. And I could see the way it was eating him up inside, because he would try to quit, but he couldn't. He couldn't get past those challenges. And so that is one of the key differentiators that I make when it comes to the discipline versus self-integrity. Discipline is more habits and routines, where self-integrity is more of a higher order character aspect that also involves your soul and your spirit. So when you incorporate these three character traits into your life, optimism, discipline, and self-integrity, you become that much more powerful, perform at a significantly higher level, and live a higher quality of life.